Hey everybody, welcome to Zap It Up Sunday. I am so excited to be here. I just spent a little bit of time getting ready for this and kind of tapping into the energies a little bit. And I think we're going to have a really good and fun flow for today. Hi Estha, how are you? How's everything going and sounding today? I do have my headphone, crash bang, here if we need that. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you, my tech girl. Good. I'm glad you're good. So I'm curious. Hi, Suchita. I'm curious as we check in. Hi, Robin. I'm doing really good. I'll tell you a little bit more as we go. Well, I'll tell you now, I guess. So, I forgot to post. I was actually going to do a live on Friday with the full moon or the new moon. And I never got around to it. Hi, Crystal. I never got around to it. I was like, what's the deal with, I forgot. And now here it is Sunday. So we're going to pull a new moon energy today from Friday. But it was funny because I was like, oh yeah, if you're ever feeling kind of tired or run down or just quiet during the new moon, that's normal, you guys. So I don't know if you noticed that on Friday or even a couple days before it can hit you. It's a new cycle when we start the new moon. And so if you feel like you're kind of more going within, maybe doing more journaling or self-reflecting or something, it's the new moon. And so I kind of had forgotten, I was like, I'm not doing anything. So hi, Seema, good to see you. So it was kind of funny. So I was reminded of that. But anyway, let me go ahead and just give you my little spiel on the new moon right now. If you don't have this book, it's really good. It's Jan Spiller's New Moon Astrology, and I'm so excited that I have it back in my physical hands again. It's a really great book for learning about the moon cycles. I've been trying to track them just kind of to see how they affect me. Ooh, I have something in here, my astrology chart. But what it does is this book goes through all the different signs and what that sign is about. Because you'll know when I do my posts that I say, oh, focus on, let me read Gemini because that is the new moon that we are in right now. So for example, sample wishes for the new moon in Gemini. Okay. Oh, okay. Hold on. Well, let me, I wasn't really prepared to read from the book now, was I? But I guess I could. So I don't know. She talks about affirmations. She talks about the format. This is where I showed you I easily and effortlessly. It came from this book and it just flows. I don't know if you've been using it for your affirmations or not. So some of her wishes, so here's a wish for communication. I want to easily find myself allowing others to share their thoughts without feeling I need to either agree or disagree with them. I want to easily find myself successfully and joyously connecting with a variety of different people. I want all fears of not knowing what to say. Ooh, this is going to be good for some of you. I want all fears of not knowing what to say totally lifted from me. I want to easily find myself breathing deeply whenever I feel anxious or upset. So there's just all these different kinds of examples of what to write or how to write it. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of give a little blip on that. And of course, I'm always plugging to keep a notebook. So here I found my notebook of all my new moon. I'm keeping one. Well, I have one back in Central America, but I found my old one that I didn't take with me, and it's all the new moons. So I'm actually going to go through this later and start check marking which ones have happened, because they have. So anyway, it's just fun to create, So if you're going to do, I need to do mine today. So who's going to do theirs today? Up to 10 wishes / intentions. I easily and effortlessly, she puts want in hers. So that was interesting. I'd forgotten about that. So just tap into some things that you want to create and write them down, handwrite them in your book, your dream book. There's the dream on it. And then just don't do anything. Hi, Carmelie. Oh, won't be able to stay. Okay, good. Oh, you've been on Montana. Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear about your mom. Good. I'm glad you're there though, and with your sister. Good. Okay. Hi, Bobby. Um, I know I put a little. I actually went out and bought a little bit of makeup. Look at me. Um, I've been up since 5, so it's not. This is like the day's half over for me. I wish I could sleep in. All right. So anyway, the other thing I wanted to mention, since we're talking about it, is we are in the pre-eclipse period right now. So eclipses are a big explosive time for just really shifting things up and changing things and releasing things. So we're in, I would call it like the shadow period of it. The next full moon on June 5th, 6th is when the eclipse starts. Okay. So we can really use those energies. We're going to do it for that next Zap It Up at that point, but we can really use those energies to help us. So we're going to be pulling in the pre-eclipse energies today because I just feel them being a lot more gentle than normal eclipse energies. So hold on, you guys. I didn't realize I had Facebook open, so I just want to close that. Hi, Susan. Oh, thanks. I found an online old clothes. This is a cute little dress I bought before I left. Didn't take with me. Thank you. Hi, Katie. Hi, Linda. Welcome, you guys. If you're just joining in, I'm Jill Hoy-Rep, Psychic Healer, and every week we have a super fun Zap It Up where we get your intentions in alignment and we do an energetic activation on them. So that is what we're going to do now by pulling in a little bit of new moon energy and a little bit of pre-eclipse energy. So let's get ready for that. How's everybody been doing with, I mean, a lot of places are starting to open up and move around a little bit. How's your mood? How are things going for you? Let's do a little check-in and see. Interesting. There's probably more people passing than we know of. I know of 2 of you. I'm just kind of tuning into that whole, like, all about, like, you know, old cycles ending and new beginnings. So it kind of makes sense to me that more people would maybe be checking out of the physical life right now. They're kind of done. They're done with what's going on, and so they're ready to go on to the next step, the next place. Hi, Paige. Welcome. Yeah, that's kind of my vibe on it. So if you are new or have forgotten, get your hydration in. So I'll be hydrating throughout. Katie says she's getting anxiety. They're bringing people back to the spa. So do you have the option of, yeah, I don't feel like you're going to be one of them, but do you feel like you have the option to say no, that you don't prefer doing that yet? So Cheetah says her moods and energy levels are higher than before. I've been exercising and going to the park more. Yes, that's really good. I know it probably sounds weird, but I really feel like this world event is such a good time for us to, like, get into awareness with ourselves within and see what's really going on with us and what we really want to do and how we really want to spend our time and where we really want to put our energy. Is anybody feeling that shift? Bobby says, was sad to those who passed this morning, posted video of Celine and Josh singing. Oh, moving. Bobby, I haven't even been on to see anything, so I'm totally unaware of any world events. But yeah, I do feel like that's a total, I guess you're kind of confirming, like, this shift again of, you know, spirits being done and wanting to move on. Katie says she thinks she has the option. Yes, on the shift. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and the other thing too that's coming in is we've had, you know, at least 2 months, like, I'm thinking for me of when I came back. So it's been 2 months, you know, that I've been back, but I know it was happening before that for people. So let's say like let's say 3 months. Let's take it back to February. That's a long time to be in this limbo, to be in this state, to be stuck with ourselves, or other people around us that we may or may not enjoy. So there's this, I don't know, I feel like we've kind of like recalibrated to the new energy. And I talked last time about acceptance. So if you're still not accepting the situation, and I'm not saying accept it and that you agree with it, but I'm talking about you're just accepting the state that we are in. We're accepting the predicament. We're not pushing against it and fighting it. We're actually just allowing it. And we're just, I mean, I feel like you can totally do your own thing over here while all of this other stuff is going on. This is kind of my tactic. And then I don't even really think about it, you guys, to be honest. But for me, my life is different. I've been working from home for 5 years, so it's not, it's a little different in, business going down and stuff like that. But how I live my life, it hasn't changed. So for me, that's like a good thing and a bad thing maybe. But just curious kind of what you guys have experienced. Katie's trying to manifest a better place to go to. Yeah, plan your own business. Yep. I definitely still feel like, even more so lately, just the energy is there for us to start our own something, if that is the way you want to go, even if you didn't know how to do it. So let me do my little blip now of the 5D. I was reading the Elizabeth Peru. I was like, oh yeah, I don't really know how to talk about our ascension from like 3D to 5D. Maybe that's because I've always been, a learner and a progressor and whatever. So maybe I've just always been in it. I don't know. I don't feel like anything. I honestly don't. I feel like just more people are waking up now. But she reminded me in the report this week that, the 5D is really there for us. I'm calling it soul wisdom now. Like, that's really there for us to tap into. And I was reminded of the Stash the Cash, how I woke up one morning and my guides were like, you're trying to figure out, how to offer what you're good at. And here it is. Like, here's your whole Stash the Cash. It has like everything that I love to do in my work. And I'm having a blast with it, and everybody's having a blast in it. And so I'm like, they're onto something here. But I wasn't struggling in my head, right? Trying to figure out something. I literally woke up and was given this information by my guides. So I just want to give a little plug for your guides and for your angels and for your own intuition, that you have that own ability within yourself to figure it out. It doesn't have to make logical sense. I mean, literally they were like, go create it and launch it right now. Go do it. And normally I would be like, oh, great idea. And then I would sit there and do nothing with it and think, oh, that was a good idea. What was that again? Weeks later, right? So there was a point for me and how I am and how I work to do it right then. So a little plug for the upcoming Love Boot Camp that's coming up next. They're already telling me all about it. So I just want to kind of reiterate that because of all this quiet time, you might be getting just some more insight or vibes on how to move forward or how to do something different or how to start something you never thought you could start. So, hello, Lena. I guess you're not on the road yet, huh? Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Crystal says, I've noticed priorities shifting, and I feel like I will be using and sharing my time and energies differently as things open compared to how I used and shared them before. Exactly. I find for me, I'm honoring kind of my energy in that same way you're talking about. Like, what really do I want to, engage on or with or whatever. And I just want to give a little plug, sadly, like for these friends that I've been talking about that I just lost, because I know, Carmelie, you're dealing with it right now too. I've just been amazed too at how much energy is opening up for me. So it's kind of the blessing in disguise of all of that, meaning, I really struggled for a couple months with, do I even want to be in these relationships anymore? And then, thought about it, mulled about it, channeled about it, intuitioned about it, and made my decision that I'm done. So it wasn't, I don't ever take anything like that lightly, especially, the length of time of these friendships. But what's been so interesting is there's a freeing of the energy when we really, there's a couple ways to go about it. One is, well, I guess there's three. One is, we make a decision and we do it because usually we've been triggered somehow. And then secondly is the universe blows it up for us. So it's over with. And then the third is probably a combination. For me, that's what happened, is like the universe showed me these patterns that were happening. So I tapped in. I don't know why I'm going on about this, you guys. I don't know why, but I am. There's somebody here that needs to hear it, I guess, or maybe I need to say it and process it out this way. But for me, it was both. It was like the universe showed me these things, and then I went in and investigated, and I could take these patterns back into the whole relationship. So my whole point, coming full circle now, is how much freer I am with my energy, because I'm not, one, dealing with those energies anymore, and either with those people in the physical or with the decision of it in, the energetic and emotional world. So does that make sense? I don't know. That's how I kind of go through my process. I guess the bottom line of all that is it just goes back to that shift in energies. And I never would have really equated it to what you just said, Crystal, but I really am like, I think that in some ways they were kind of holding me back energetically, not them, but the energy of it, if that makes sense. So like I can kind of almost, I should go back and look. Yeah, it was like when the stash the cash came through was right when I'd made my decision to end that second relationship, that second friendship. So I feel like there is something for me, and I just am putting that together now. There's something more on the energetic world for what's happening. So just something to think about. Katie's needing to change the how she lives her life. Yes. Well, and I feel like that's what we're doing right now. Yes, we're figuring that out right now. So we've kind of been like, it's almost like, they're telling me it's kind of like the stages of grief. Like we're in denial, we're in depression and anxiety, and we're bargaining, and then we come to acceptance, or I'm probably missing one. But like, hasn't that been this process, like the freak out of, the world events and how it's changed our lives, and we've been depressed and we're isolated, and now I feel like now we're kind of opening up maybe to the full potential of how we can use these energies. I don't want you guys to sit back and be depressed and stuck. Use this time and use these energies to propel yourself forward, to tune into yourself more, to use your intuition more, your soul wisdom, your soul guidance. Use things in the 5D, pull those in, ask to be shown those things. So Cheetah likes the new normal. I haven't ventured out as yet. I like going to the restaurants that are open, but I will be prioritizing where I want to go with my energies. Yes. Doesn't that seem like the biggest lesson? Just and I know I said this whenever at some point, I really feel like people, needed this. They needed this, because if you think about how scattered your life might have been in some ways before, or how busy, or how all over the place with priorities, I don't know. I just really feel like this has really been for our positive good, to kind of get us back to basics, get us back to what's important. I'm not saying I like that it's happening or whatever, but I'm saying like I'm tapping into the bigger purpose of it, or the bigger meaning of it, or the energy behind it. When I tap into it, I feel, the fear of people, but I don't feel guile, from the virus, or I don't feel like, I don't know. I just feel like it's like a catalyst for us. Hello, Scotty. Good to see you. Bobby says, Ohana, Hawaiian for family, or choice or birth, bonding, puzzles, games, play, laughter, love. Yes. Create it, embrace it. Bikes, picnics, and shed the heavy weight, and be light in all ways for me. Fly with the eagle. Exactly. I feel the exact same way. We started doing puzzles last week. Oh gosh, gosh, I'm loving it. I'd forgotten I loved playing games as a kid. I still do. And so we always played board games and card games and puzzles, and loved it. I love it all. So now we're having quality time with the puzzles again. Lena's in Arkansas. She just went crystal shopping at Mount Ida. I need to go. Who wants to go crystal spelunking? I want to go. That's one of my things is like, I really want to go. I've always wanted to go to Tanzania and mine tanzanite because it's my favorite gemstone, but all the mines are closed now. And it's a really expensive stone, so I probably won't be buying any more anytime soon. But I just think it would be so fun. So there's a lot of quartz in Arkansas, if I recall. So maybe I need to go to Arkansas. Never thought of it before, but I would go for crystals, right? Yay, crystal shopping. Linda's saying, I find my whole life is upside down. Funny, it also has to do with money and family relationships. Interesting. Well, Linda, I'm just kind of checking in for you. Like, I mean, it is upside down for you. You can totally feel why you're saying that, because here you were trying to get moving to a new place and this all happened and your mother passing and I definitely get the sense. But what's interesting is I'm not feeling a negative energy behind all of this, meaning I know it's all for our good. Like it's all for our good and growth and everything. Sorry, I guess we're going to do the Zap It Up last, but I'm loving this conversation. So if you are feeling like your life is upside down, I'm just going to share what Lee Harris says in he was talking about the world events, about allowing it and accepting it. So I don't know if you feel like you're not, I don't really get that from you, Linda, but, I'm also what I am getting for you though, Linda, is this like coming at it from a different way, looking at it from a different angle, or doing a 180 and coming in through the back door or something. Like, I feel like that's another theme for right now is like, I'll use my own life as an example. Had the big dream for all those years of living south of the border, and then I scrambled home because of all this. Never ever had ever planned to come back to the US. Not even like, oh, I hate the US. It's not anything about that. It's just, I didn't feel drawn energetically at all. I felt like there were so many other places to see than what's here. I've already been here for, 45 years. So I knew all about not that I'd gone everywhere, but the point is that energetically, I wasn't drawn to it anymore. So it's weird because the longer, I've been back 2 months now after 5 years of living in Central America, and there's a comfort here. It's weird. I never would have thought that I would have been feeling like maybe I won't leave. And that's like the latest vibe. Granted, I'm waiting to see what happens with the world and using intuition, but my intuition has changed since I've been back. Like when I first got back, it was like, oh yeah, you're going to head back to Mexico and live there. And now it's like, well, where else do you want to live? And now it's like, well, no, you'll go back to Mexico and get your teeth fixed. Still waiting for dental work, right? And then you'll come back. And so it's just like, I don't really know what's going to happen. I feel like it could still change about 5 more times before I really do anything, because again, waiting to see what the world events are. But I never would have considered that. I would have been here's one for you guys. Last October, November, when I first got to Mexico from Belize, I started getting this vibe that I would be back in Seattle in August, September, October. And I was like, what? I totally blew it off. It's in my vibe book. And I was just like, why would I ever even, I'd already talked to my mom and said, if anybody dies, I'm not coming home. I'm just letting you know, I don't need a funeral to grieve or whatever. I won't be coming home for anything. And so I was like, why would I be going home? And then my friend was seeing me back in Arizona. And I was like, I've never been, I've visited Arizona, so I shouldn't say back, but I just meant for visit. And I was like, I'm blowing her off too. That was gay. She's not on today, but I was just like, why are people having these weird vibes? Like I was just totally like this, right? Resistance, ignoring, thinking people are crazy, and even my own intuition. So anyway, wrote it down, and here, whatever it was, November, December, January, February, 5 months later, I'm back here indefinitely. So, yeah, I was right. I was wrong about the dates. I was right that I was back, but yeah, it's definitely interesting. I feel like I was on 5 tangents right there. So I guess back to the coming full circle on that stuff. It's like, I really feel like we're in a, like, no plan is the best plan right now. And to really practice living in the now, living in the present, living in the moment, not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future, not being worried about anything, and just how can we be better today? How can we improve our thoughts today, our vibration, and like being open. Like I keep talking about the open possibilities, the infinite possibilities, the open doorways. Back to me, like, okay, so I can go back to get my dental work done. I can stay in Mexico. I could go back to Belize. I could come back here. I mean, that's already 3 options, right? I could go completely somewhere new. Nicaragua's been niggling at me. I'm like, Nicaragua, I haven't really studied anything on Nicaragua for a while. Maybe I need to revisit. Okay, Bali's coming up. So there's like, my friends are telling me, go to Vietnam. It's so nice. The people are nice. The food is great. It's cheap. I'm like, oh, I already have, what's that, 5 options? And I just kind of thought, well, what could I do? So get into that different energy of like, what's possible? Let me be curious about Nicaragua. Let me go read up on it again and see if, maybe talk to some people down there. I don't know, like, I don't know. Like, one of the Belize thoughts was, maybe I could start my business down in Belize now that I'm a resident. I could get an office and I could do it this way. So you guys, just be open. Being open. Bobby's saying she's feeling backwards, like upside down world time. Yeah. Backwards is kind of a good way to look at it. But I feel like I was kind of onto something when I said, come in the back door, like turn around, turn yourself around and, view it from a different viewpoint. To put it like we've been doing this in the Stash the Cash, like let's tap into your future self. Like what is your future self wanting to create for her life, his life? Carmelie says, yes, it's difficult. I asked her to check my mail when I'm gone talking about your friend. Yep, but I find myself irritated just by her text, and I don't know why. It's like I'm reaching the edge of the friendship. I know why that is, Carmelie, because I went through the same thing. It was like everything was bugging me, and I would like burst out loud, like not very positive stuff when I would get that kind of stuff from my friends. It's because you're not in alignment. You're not in energetic vibrational alignment with that person anymore. So that's the reason why everything they do bothers you. Yeah, I've totally been there. Okay, commercial break, you guys. Let's have a word from our sponsors. They're called Glunk, Glunk, Glunk. Hold on. I was talking a lot. Katie's loving the downtime. I've actually had to kind of practice, like I was so hard on myself because I was like, I've got to get my business back up. And then I just kind of, hold on, I'm having trouble. Okay. Then sorry about the sound probably of that lid. Then I just kind of, I realized like I had a lot of my old beliefs coming back up when I'm loving this, you guys. I feel like we're just sitting down chatting. I had a lot of my old beliefs come back because my dad's always been like, why are you living down there? Like, come home and get a real job. And he doesn't even, he doesn't get all the psychic stuff or healing stuff or anything that I do. So I was fully expecting that. I was fully expecting to like get here, drop my suitcase down and have him be like, I found this application for Boeing, go get a job. It took him 2 months. He finally did it last week. I was like, but here I was like anticipating it, right? And getting ready to be like resistant. And instead, they didn't say anything. They were just thrilled that I was home. Because again, hadn't been back in 5 years, and happy to see me, happy I was here, happy they could help me, get out of Mexico and, flee from the pandemic. And so it's just really like, I had to get used to that, like to them, like not bugging me, not saying all the stuff they would normally say. So it's funny how when I finally settled into that and was like, okay, maybe I don't have to work so hard and I can just relax a minute, and I'm living rent free and food free, and like it's really helping me. And you know, there's been this safe place to land. And it's been really interesting because it's almost like the minute I let go of the getting ready to like push back, like I just allowed, then he makes the comment about getting a job at Boeing. Isn't that funny? I'm cracking up. Anyway, so be open to those surprises, right? You know, I had to really shift out of, gosh, it's just me expecting that reaction. And even when he said it, it was actually only because I said that I was talking to an ex-coworker from Boeing, and we were talking about getting together because she lives, you know, 20 minutes away. And, oh, while you're there, get a job. Like, it wasn't even really like, go get a job. But anyway, so like I've had to shift through and manage what I'm thinking about, and manage how I'm expecting people to react a certain way or not react. So, you know, no expectation is the best way to go. But when you're thrown back into, you know, living with your parents after 30 years of not living with them, there's kind of some things to navigate. Anyway, Lena just bought a crystal for inner child and healing. What's a good book to read? What's a good book to read for inner child stuff, Lena, or what? I really love John Bradshaw's On the Family is what the book is called. John Bradshaw, On the Family. He came from an alcoholic home, and he talks about the roles in the family of like rebel, good kid, lost child. That's a really good book. And then he writes one on inner child too. Healing. Somebody wrote Healing the Shame That Binds Us. It might have been John Bradshaw, and Reclaiming the Inner Child, I think, was another one. So those might be good. And for some reason, Melody Beattie is popping out at me for you, Lena, with the codependency books. So Cheetah says to Lena, I bought some too during the downtime. Beautiful fluorite towers and pyramids. I don't know why. Yeah. Well, Suchita, you're drawn to those crystals because you need what they have. So I would look up fluorite and see whatever color it is, look it up and see what the properties are, and see how that resonates for you. And also what I know in the Crystal Bible Judy Hall book, she talks about like the healing properties too. So that could be coming up. Like you guys, I mean, I know I have a wacky setup now, but I just love having those crystals now in the background for us to be pulling that energy from. You only live 45 minutes from Arkansas, Lena? Well, geesh, I'm going to come go spelunking with you then. I know Katie's like, Roach, okay, Katie, I'm going to come pick you up in Boulder. And then, Bobby, are you coming? And then we're going to zip through and we'll pick up Kermalee in Wyoming, get you in Boulder, and then head on down to Arkansas. That'll be fun. Bobby says back about the coming at the different angle. It's like our mirror person living in a different angle. Yep. Lena, I can't believe you still have, well, I guess you have Wi-Fi going through forests. You were in Mount Baker Forest all day yesterday up by me. I need to go to Mount Baker, take a drive up to Mount Baker. It's only like, what, an hour and a half away. Really? You were in Mount Baker? You were all the way up here? Did you wave when you passed by? Oh yeah, Suchita, you're close too. So Suchita, I want to meet you when the borders open up. I want to go across the border and we can meet in White Rock and have fish and chips or something. That would be fun. Paige says, I love John Bradshaw, Healing the Shame That Binds You. So good. Also good. Yes, I really like those. I'm serious about a road trip too. And we got to go see my friend in Utah too. Maybe he'll come with us. Bobby's like, my truck will hold 5. Sweet. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. That would be really fun. We should seriously talk about doing that when we can. Maybe we can now. I don't know. Okay. Carmelie's like, I need a few new crystals and 2 new card decks. You guys, I've been ordering stuff. We are going to get to the Zap It Up. Sorry, I guess we're talking first, but I'm so excited for my new cards. I was going to play with them a little bit first before we did anything with them, but hi, Cheryl. Yeah, I'm loving this. How fun. So Seema is working on her chakras. Any suggestions? Well, I am hearing for you to get some crystals if you don't already have them. And if you do already have them, I would just use the ones that you have and see if there are any properties that align with the chakras. The other thing I see you doing, Seema, is like I don't even want to call it a meditation. It's more like a visualization, I guess, of just kind of tapping in. You don't even have to know anything about your chakras or whatever to do this, but just tap into, we'll figure out where they are, obviously, first, right? So I'll just use the first chakra as an example. So you're just going to your, like your pelvis area and your tailbone, and, excuse me, I would just kind of close your eyes and just feel that part of your body with your mind and just kind of tap in and just see, does it feel heavy? Does it feel, people will clear chakras and spin them the right way and clear them. And so you just can ask for whatever to be released from it. And you can just feel if it feels light, if it feels heavy, if it feels dark, if it feels scratchy, or I don't know, these are just words coming to me, like, yeah, that's what I would suggest, is just kind of tune in and just ask your body and ask the chakra to like realign and recalibrate and open up and spin the right way and clear anything out that doesn't belong there, is what I would do. Katie's got crystals for sale. So the other thing for you, Seema, would be to like put the crystal or hold it in your hand, or you could even place it on your body. And if anybody wants to learn more about crystals, Hibiscus Moon is a really good teacher. That's where I got my crystal healing certificate from. Carmelie got the Spirit Animal Oracle, and I have the Starseed Oracle on the way. I think I ordered the Spirit Animal. Now I'm all confused because I ordered guys, I have a confession. I think it was like 15, it was like 10 decks, it was a lot. And I'm going to start teaching myself how to do tarot readings because I've been watching them on YouTube, and I'm like, why didn't I ever like tarot? So I have a couple tarot decks. I'm doing like so many new things right now. So who else here is like learning stuff and I feel like I'm signing up for all these classes, and I'm, watching these videos, and I'm reading these books, and I'm doing all this work. Like I'm studying human design now to figure out what the heck what's wrong with me? Who am I? What am I all about? So we're going to have our card reading, our card circle. What did you call it? Our oracle circle. We need a snazzy name for it, but yeah. Cheryl's working on balancing herself. Any suggestions? I'm liking for you too, Cheryl, the suggestion I just gave Seema, but you won't be focusing on your chakras necessarily. But for you, Cheryl, you could do the same, like close your eyes, meditative-ish visualization, but go in. I see you doing more a general going into your body and saying to yourself, what is out of alignment, what needs balancing, and just see what parts pop out at you. And anybody can do that. Anybody can start paying attention to their body and what's happening. And usually, like the way I started was I had physical issues. I was like, when I ever get a headache, I know something is wrong. It's my body's way of saying, you know, you're not paying attention. And then it became other ways, like bigger, you know, worse ways after that. So start tapping in advance before anything happens, so you can kind of watch and listen. It's exactly what I'm talking about from the beginning of the show when I mentioned, you know, oh, like it was almost like I recognized it was the new moon, so that gave me the permission to just chill out, you know. So for you, Cheryl, that's what I would start with, is where do you feel out of balance? Maybe do a little writing or check in with your body. Hold on a second. Oh, Carmelie, I think you're asking Katie if she has a website. So you create dirt after Zap It Up, Katie? I love it. Oh, good. Seema, I'm glad that makes sense. Yeah, Katie, share your website with whoever was asking. Carmelie will spin her chakras to clear them, like a washing machine spinning out anything that doesn't serve me. And you guys, all you have to do, you don't even have to know which way the chakra needs to spin. And you can just tap in and say exactly like what Carmelie, just set it up. Just set up like I'm using a washing machine. Okay, there, my chakra's in a washing machine and it's spinning and I see things flying out of my chakra. So I know it's spinning out what doesn't belong. And then do you know how like I've just got a visual of tennis shoes bouncing around the washing machine and making a racket. Like, so it's like, to me, I saw my chakra kind of almost, that was the realignment, was letting that stuff bounce all around and get reorganized. So that's how easy it is. Cheryl feels like her pendulum is rejecting her. That would be a funny blog post. I never got into pendulums. I do a lot of muscle testing. So what I'm getting for you is to clear it. I would clear your pendulum, and you can do that by just holding it and asking, like, I don't know if you do you ever use your body as a pendulum? That's basically like muscle testing. I would hold your pendulum and just say, I would just stand there, hold your pendulum and say, show me I'm hearing the word dirty. Show me a dirty pendulum and like my body. So no to me is back and forth. You see my body moving. So that when you do this, your body is then going to tell you what a dirty pendulum sign is. So for me, it's left and right, moving left and right, which is also a no. Okay, so to me that makes sense that I'm getting the no. So now you just ask your guides and angels to, you know, clear and release all the old stagnant energy on the pendulum. I guess actually I'm doing your pendulum for you right now, Cheryl, but I still want you to do this so you can practice it. So I've just got the energy of your pendulum right here in my hand, they're telling me. So just asking it to be cleared, released, recalibrated and aligned. So what I'm feeling like is that you have changed so much that you're actually almost, it's like your pendulum is your old energy, is what I'm hearing, and your new energy now. So this to me is just kind of a reminder to maybe clear your energy more often off of your pendulum. And we're still waiting. That's why I'm talking, is because they're doing it. And so does that make sense? So I feel like you are different. And so you're trying to, it's just old energy. It's just old from all the times you've used that pendulum. Just think about all the energy that is. So you're just going to clear your pendulum. And I honestly never probably really thought about clearing a pendulum before. So here we go. So maybe we want to do that with our cards sometimes. I don't know. So I'm going to ask to show you, is this pendulum clear yet? So it's going to no. Usually I don't go both sides, so this is interesting. I'm literally like a pendulum right now, right? I think that's what they're trying to show you. So let's just sit here. I'm going to move on, and they're still clearing it, okay? So do you believe that they're clearing it? I'm getting a yes. See, I'm going to a yes now. Up and forward and backwards is a yes. So let's ask now. They were saying yes to you because I wanted to tap in. I was like, is she even believing this? And then I got a yes. Okay, so is this pendulum clear now? And I get a yes. So now I want to go one step further and I want to say, does it need to be activated or infused with anything? And I'm just having fun with this, so I thought I'd ask something else. And notice I'm not moving any direction. So are you thinking about it? Or I'm getting the very slightest of no's, but I did start out neutral. I wasn't moving at all. So actually what I feel like, Cheryl, is that you can do this process for yourself and you get to activate it with something for you. So that example might be, you know, to get crisp, clearest of clear answers and resonate and vibrate with me and whatnot. So those kinds of things. So think about how you use your pendulum and what you use it for, who you use it with, and maybe if you do use it with others. But I really am getting the sense it should be really personal to you. So let me know how that feels. So Cheetah is learning how to use her pendulum. Let's see. Yes, Bobby's using spirit animal cards too. I found a really cool old deck with a big book that I had here. Oh, Lynn, did you use tarot for human design, or are you just saying yes, tarot and human design? Oh, that's a good idea, Sachita, is sleeping with your pendulum so you can connect energetically with it. Susan is working on chakras and pulling energy up from the center of the earth and then down from the heavens daily. I like that a lot. Carmelie says the pendulum I have the best connection with is one I made. Oh, yes. It's answering your thoughts. Oh my gosh, that's cool. Paige says, I worked yesterday. My left hand was so inflamed. Any suggestions? Poor little baby. Let me see what your left hand wants to say to me. I keep seeing you in a bowl of ice, which to me seems completely opposite of what you would do. I would think you would do heat, but, and I'm getting peppermint oil. If you have a peppermint essential oil, I know it seems weird to me. But I am getting a yes for the ice, like 15 minutes in the ice. Do that a couple, like 1-2 times today. To me, it really kind of feels like a rebellion, because I know we kind of talked about you moving on to do other stuff. So it's almost like I feel like start noting, Paige, how often it happens, because I feel like energetically it's a rebellion of like, I don't want to do this anymore, which kind of fits with what we've been talking about. So, Linda's been working on checking out her body cells. Yes, I need to get back to more of that. I was doing Donna Eden's energy medicine quite a bit in the old days, but, and yeah, Katie's true. Yep, you can also clear your crystal pendulums and tarot cards with the full moon and smudging them. Yep. I'm so lazy, I just hold them and I say, do we need to clear this? And then I'll clear it because I'm lazy. So I just stand there and wait until I start moving this way. That's my yes, that we're done. You're welcome, Cheryl. Yep, good, makes sense. I really, for you, Cheryl, I just feel like your energy has changed. So it's like you weren't connected to it. It wasn't reading you or whatever. Okay. Paige, you did ice it. Okay, good. 2 more times then. Yes, I have those too. That's the one I have, Bobby, the Stephen Farmer. Let's head into our zap, you guys. We're out of control now. We're almost done and we haven't even zapped. Let's pull up our intentions and do a quick zap. I've loved our discussion though. Thank you so much. It was super fun. So let's pull in, we've already kind of been working with our pre-eclipse energy and our new moon energy. Let's just pull in real quick what's going on. If you want to drop your intentions in the comments, feel free. And what we're going to do here is ignite, expand, and magnify them super quick. We're going to do it on double speed. So whether you're thinking about it, you know it, you're writing it down for us, all of that is good, whatever works for you. And so let's just kind of take a couple deep breaths and get connected and shift into this new shift in. We're shifting out from all the talking and stuff we just did into this more tuning in to ourselves and each other, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Have a commercial hydration break if you need one. Bobby's working on more fun, get things done, garden, paint, walk in the woods. Esther's working on fulfilling relationship. Suchita's intention is to lose 3 pounds this week. Paige is doing new business. Carmelise is for my mom to pass with ease and grace. Linda, I love that. She's like, peppermint is for physical pain. Ice helps with swelling and inflammation. Good, because I wasn't pulling that up. I mean, I should know that, right? But like, I wasn't in that mode of like having it connect. So thank you for that and confirming. All right, so we're taking your intentions and we are lighting them up with some ignition. We're igniting them. So it feels really good. So you guys feel really, I don't know, I feel like some new energy. It feels brighter to me for some reason. Lena's working on financial abundance. It just feels brighter to me. It feels, I'm just getting the energy and the sense of the possibilities and like the openness. So I guess I didn't really check in before to see if you were, but I'm really, again, kind of seeing this. So the other thing, just a little side note, is we don't care necessarily how this comes through for us, right? So our job is not to worry about the how. We're just putting out this intention and excited that it's coming to us. So okay. Cheryl's working on financial. Katie's going forward with her bath bombs. Good, good, good. Yep. So for for all of us, actually, I'm feeling kind of like that supercharged, I don't know, I just feel like this new moon energy with this little blip of the pre-eclipse energy can really like catapult us forward. It's not just pushing us or moving us forward. It's like sending us forward. It's catapulting us forward with like, yeah, boom, shakalaka. Like it's, yeah, so if you are in your own way for some of this stuff, I want you to kind of step aside and let the energy of all this kind of catapult you forward, bring you forward. And if you're in your head too much, sorry, Katie, I think I might be talking to you, Kate. Like if you're in your head too much, like just let it go. Maybe, I mean, I don't even recall consciously saying anything before I got this stash the cash stuff, right? So maybe though, just tell your guides that you want the answer and that you're going to, show it to me. So that's for if you're thinking too much about like how, because part of what happens is we think based on the past stuff. Like now we got to tap into the new energies with the new way of doing things and the new normal, whatever they're calling it. But do you know what I mean? Like use the new you, this you that isn't bogged down from your old life of 2-3 months ago. So I don't know, I want pull in those energies. Okay, actually we're going to just pull, we're going to do that now. We're going to pull in the energies of you already having it, okay? So the future you that already has what you're wanting here, we're pulling that vibration and energy in, something that we've been doing in the Stash the Cash. So we'll just do it now because I feel propelled. All right, so now we are magnifying this whole thing. A couple deep breaths. So this magnification is as big as needed for you, whatever size that you need. And, oh wait, sorry, we skipped expansion. That's really what I meant. No, we're doing it opposite today, okay? So So it's interesting, I'm literally seeing those pieces of that future self having whatever you have. I'm seeing like the little energies of it find places in each of you, like, and start connecting with you for that. So if you want to do your own visualization on that later and just like really start tapping into what does that feel like when I have this fulfilling relationship or more fun in getting things done. I'm gardening, I'm painting, I'm walking in the woods. What does that feel like? What does that look like? How do I see myself doing that? The financial abundance, the bath bomb business, like, oh my gosh, I'm going crazy. I need some help because I have too many orders coming out, my ears. Like that's what does that feel like? How exciting is that? Sending me the message, Katie, you're like, Jill, guess what? So what does that, tap into that a little bit? What does that feel like for you? So that's your energetic homework, is to play around with what that feels like when you have it. What does that look like and feel like? And now we're expanding it. So the expanding it is for how ever far and wide and out we need it. So how I'm seeing it today is we've got this huge intention and it's expanded, it's magnified. And what I'm seeing this time, which is new, which is why I'm bringing it up, is there are parts of this intention that are actually being released and going out, but I feel like we are keeping the bulk of the intention, the core of the intention, most of the energy of the intention. And I am hearing that when you do the visualization of your future self having this intention that you want, I am getting the vibe that when you do that, it's like the energies are all going to be matching up across the universes and timelines and fields and planes and what dimensions and universes and whatever. So there's this, I'm seeing it as a connection to you, but then it also fans out everywhere else. But each time that you visualize that, you're going to be like reigniting. What they're telling me is, I guess they're setting it up so it actually like does the zap again. So it'll do another zap for you. with this. So that's pretty cool and different. We have never ever done one like that before. So, yeah. So Bobby's saying like the opposite, volcano and explosion, move forward to new upside down mirror world. Yes. I feel what you're saying with that. Katie's so open to the new me. I ask every day for guidance and the right people. Perfect. Well, and how about if instead of asking, maybe, I don't know, this is just hitting me for you. Maybe it's I'm so excited that the right people are coming in. I'm so excited that I'm getting the answers. Maybe there's a little shift instead of asking to receive it as if you already have received it. So you're excited. Maybe you even say it with a problem that you're having, or like a how that you're worried about, or a thinking that you're worried about, Katie, where you say, I'm so excited that I got the answer to this, this blah, blah, blah that I'm worried, that I'm trying to figure out for my next steps with this or that, like where to get more, more stores to sell my bath bombs or whatever. Does that make sense? I don't know. I feel like there's a shift from asking like because you're asking because you don't have it versus like excited, I'm curious what the answer is going to be to this. Oh, I'm really interested to see what the answer is going to be to this. Anyway, Cindy, I missed you. This was a good one, Cindy. You may want to watch the replay. We started with a big conversation, and we just actually did the Zap It Up in the last 10 minutes. So I'm happy to see you, but we did a bunch of chit chat, talking and sharing. All right, guys. So your other energetic homework is to just kind of let the thinking go, let the hows and the problems and the worrying go, and just tap into that energetic side of things, the spiritual side of things, and start pulling in that energy and maybe living in that energy a little bit more. And you guys, you don't have to, I probably sound like I hate meditation, but it's like, I'm not a big meditator, but I love doing what we just did, right? Like playing in the energy and like, what's the visualization and how can we shift this? And so start using it that way if that's what fits you better. If you love meditation, then meditate and take yourself to these other places of this. Like I'm really loving the future self stuff since we did it in the boot camp. But that, start playing with these other energies. Start living from a different energy maybe than this, 3D energy. Start that, tapping into your intuition more, using your pendulum or muscle testing, or asking your guides to just bring it to you, show it to you, help me see it. There's so many different ways you could go about it. So anyway, thank you so much for joining today. This was fun. I love the impromptu kind of discussions better that lead us down those paths. So that was really good. Thank you guys for your participation and all of that jazz. So I look forward to seeing you again. So I know, thanks, Katie. I did too. Much love to you guys. Sorry, I don't know why I'm waving. Thanks, Scotty. And you're welcome. And I look forward to the next one. And be thinking, if you need this, be thinking about the Love Boot Camp coming up very soon. But I don't know when, but I'm really excited about it. So I will talk to you all very, very soon. Keep roaring, keep your spirits high, keep living in this now moment, right? That's really the best thing you can do for yourself, I think, right now, is, just to kind of take the pressure off and just see how it goes, right? Yay. Thanks, Bobby. You guys are so welcome. All right. I will talk to you soon.